Hi guys, so in this video, I'm just going to be sharing an interesting experience that I had during a meditation that I did last week. Normally, well, lately, I'll say as of lately, the meditations that I've been doing have mainly been guided meditation. So during the guided meditation, I'm literally just focused on like active listening to whatever I'm being told. And I've also been doing my own guided meditations where I am coaching myself through the meditation, giving myself instructions. So one day last week, I decided, or may have been the week before, I decided that I was just going to do like a regular meditation with no guidance, just going in. So I actually, prior to going into that meditation, I was just going to clear my mind and allow myself to receive information. So prior to going into that meditation, I actually had a question, and it was regarding like me offering a session to somebody who seemed to be like a little troubled, that someone that I actually know of. And I received the answer for that. And right after I got the answer for that, I had asked for guidance. No, I didn't ask for guidance. I asked for wisdom and knowledge. It was very general. However, I'm just going to skip to after the meditation. I did not even, like when I went back, because I like to take notes when I receive information from my meditations, because if I don't take notes right after, I will forget a lot, if not all, the information that came through. So later on that day, when I went back to my notes, I saw that I asked for knowledge and wisdom, but I'm like, I don't even remember asking for knowledge and wisdom. So the only thing I can conclude from that is because I was already I was like at a higher frequency during that time. That must be the reason why I don't remember asking for that. But yeah, so going back to the meditation, I asked for guidance, not guidance, but knowledge and wisdom. And within like a minute after that, from what I can remember, within a minute after asking about the person who I was going to offer a Beyond Quantum Healing session to, I just started to receive like information about like people I know. And I didn't specifically ask for that. So maybe next time going into my meditations, I need to be more specific. But maybe also that was planned because there were a few people that I actually had to reach out to about like the information that I received. But it was like, I swear I received information for about seven different people that I know of. And the first thing that happened, it was really interesting, was this first individual that popped in my mind, and I wasn't thinking of her or anything like that. I was just going into the meditation with a clear mind to receive just knowledge and wisdom. But the first individual that popped in my mind, when I saw her, I immediately just started crying, and I was feeling feelings of sadness, and it felt like I was feeling her energy. So right after that, like I received information about her, which I actually ended up reaching out to her that day because I was prompted to like send her a text message just letting her know that things will get better with time and things of that nature. And then when she responded, she basically did confirm that she was going through some things, and she's been feeling really sad lately. So interesting. But the next person that I received information about that I'm going to share, I think that's probably the last thing that I'm going to share, because I only had to reach out to like 2 people, but the rest was just information, and I guess that was helpful for me about the other individuals. But anyway, so the second person that I reached out to, now she popped in my mind, but for her, like, it wasn't an image of her. Like, the first person, it was an image of her. But the second person, it was as if I was asking about her, but I had no intentions on, like, prior to going into the meditation, I had no intentions on, like, getting information about her, because it's just not, that wasn't my intention. That wasn't important to me. But as I'm in this meditative state, I'm like, well, what about this person? And the information I received for this person, now this person, she works a lot and she's just always busy. But I'm like, in my mind, like, just me knowing her, I'm just like, oh, well, she just works a lot because she has to work a lot. Like, she's making a living for herself. I never thought deeply into it because it wasn't important to me. So, and it wasn't my place to be thinking about why she's doing X, Y, and Z. But anyway, the information that I received was that she has a lot of emotional baggage that she needs to release, but she keeps herself busy to distract herself from it. So with this person, because I'm like, for some reason, I wasn't like, I didn't fully trust the information, and then it came off as like, I don't know, it wasn't like harsh or anything, but it was just like straightforward. This is what you got going on, and this is what you're doing to distract yourself from it, basically. So I reached out to her and I said exactly word for word what I was told, and she basically did confirm that it was true. And like, when I texted to her, I'm just like, this may or may not be accurate. I don't know why sometimes I question myself, or I don't trust certain information that I receive, but now I'm learning to trust myself more. But when I reached out to her after I wrote everything that I was told, I'm like, well, you know, it may or may not be accurate, as I am filtering this information through my human brain. But when she texted me back confirming like this information was accurate, and she's a silly person, so she was like, she made a joke out of it, but she basically confirmed that it was factual. And I'm like, okay, I have to start trusting myself more. And then she was like, yeah, you do. And what else happened? Yeah, so for the other people that I received information for, like, I don't know why I received it, because, you know, prior to that wasn't my intention at all. But once I was in that state, it was like, what about this person? What about that person? And I'm like, boom, 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 just receiving information, just flowing. But yeah, that's the end of that experience. But I do have something else to share that was interesting that happened. And this particular instance was me. I had a Beyond Quantum Healing session scheduled for that particular week with somebody that I know. And the week of, I'll say the beginning of the week that this person's session was scheduled, I just started feeling like frustration and like chaos. And I'm like, I was questioning it at first. I'm like, is this me? Like, I don't normally feel like this. Like, what is going on? So towards the end of that week, when I reached out to that person, like the day before their session, they ended up rescheduling, because you know, something was going on with, you know, their transportation or whatever. So at that point, like, I was already going to ask this person if, like, I was going to ask him the day of the session, like, have things been chaotic for you? And another thing that happened was, 2 days before the session was supposed to happen, I was like, I get really excited about these sessions. So sometimes I do start thinking about it a couple days in advance. So 2 days before the actual session was scheduled, I was just thinking to myself, I'm sitting on the floor, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, which visualization exercise am I going to use? Because I like to start planning things out in my mind. And when I said that, literally, my picture that's on the other side of this room, like, it fell off the wall. It was very strange. But yeah, so the day before his session, I reached out to him after he had told me he needed to reschedule. And I'm like, have things been chaotic in your reality, lady? And he said very, and he was just surprised that I was able to pick up on that. But I'm like, I was experiencing the chaos and frustration that this person was experiencing. And I meditated on that afterwards, because I needed to know, like, well, why did this happen? And that's not the first time it happened, because I've had sessions with other people where I've had like synchronicities. And there was like one week where I had 2 people scheduled like back to back, and like a day before their session, what was the day before one of their sessions, and the next person was going to be the next day, I was experiencing like the feeling of chaos and overwhelmment. And when I asked, both of them that weekend, they both confirmed that that's what they were experiencing in their reality. So I'm like, okay, what do I need to do so that I cannot experience like other people's emotions, and and I don't want their things to show up in my reality. So I was told that the reason why that happened was because I tend to start tuning into people too soon. Like, I really shouldn't focus on the sessions until like the day of, or maybe the day before. And yeah, that's basically what happened. So I'm gonna work on that, because I am very empathic and I do pick up on other people's energies. And sometimes, like most of the time, I can tell if it is mine or not, but sometimes I'm like, is this me or is this somebody else? But yeah, I think that is actually the end. But thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.